Dealing with Puberty, Top Tips for Teens and Parents Behind the Door Family Conversations, December 2024. By Master Joshua Zuawe Benaliliga and Dr. Benaliliga Francis Salemo, clinical psychologist and cognitive behavioral therapist, with contributions from Miss Emanuela Zuawe Benaliliga. Introduction. Puberty is a phase of life filled with changes, physical, emotional, and social. This resource explores the questions a curious teen, like many teens, ask and offer insight and advice for navigating and surviving this exciting yet challenging time. What topics are covered? The resource covered the following themes: changes in the body, life, and world of a boy; changes in the body, life, and world of a girl; changes for girls, a brother's perspective; crush, a double-edged sword of secret romantic attraction; solutions and staying safe. The resource presents the following questions and responses. As a boy, is it okay if we hear the physical changes you are noticing in your body? I have 4 sisters and 3 of them are changing too. Is puberty for my sisters too? How do you deal with the sexual struggles of puberty? What could my secret romantic attractions lead to? Can the crush feeling and watching indecent images be out of control and harmful? What could be a way forward to stay safe? Why not stay connected? This invite is for parents or over 18s only. If you like this resource and want to see more resource, do click or tick the like, notification, and subscribe buttons, if any, that appear along this resource. Do not suffer or face your mental health alone. This invite is for parents or over 18s only. Sometimes a little support from other people, especially health professionals, may contribute to a better mental well-being or a flourishing life. Collectively over the years, the mental health professionals at Health City, www.healthcity.org.uk, have undertaken personalized assessments, treatments, consultations, and assisted thousands of people to cope with anxiety, stress, depression, relationships, traumas, and improve and flourish their mental well-being. Your mental health is just as important as your physical, financial, and other aspects of your holistic health, and you do not have to face it alone. Let us work together to regain peace of mind. If you are ready to take control of your mental well-being, could you or someone you love to be the next person we assist? If yes, you may. Buy other video and audio resource, PDF files at or for exclusive well-being, questions and answers, Q&A. Join www.patreon.com/healthcityuck. Buy the print book that contains the topic of this video and many more topics or other well-being books at www.discountshop.healthcity.org.uk/shop-2/. Book a remote or face-to-face counseling, psychological treatment, and or a webinar or a course at www.healthcity.org.uk. Back to where we started. Let us return to the specific subtopics in this resource on sharing the curious teen, who talks about his ongoing changes and sexual struggles during puberty as a teenager and asked his dad for some insight, advice, and tips on how to survive. Disclaimer: declared conflict of interest. The information in this resource is not intended to provide emergency services and must not be used as an alternative to professional medical advice. You must consult a trained medical professional if you are worried about your health or the health of someone else. The authors, Health City, and its entire sister organizations cannot be held liable for the use of its resources. Changes in the body, life, and world of a boy. Teen. Dad, I've been noticing so many changes in my body and emotions. Can we talk about them? Dad, of course, let's dive in. Puberty is a journey we all go through, and I'm here to help. Physical changes in boys. Dad, boys experience many physical changes during puberty. As a boy, is it okay if we hear the physical changes you are noticing in your body? Teen, my body is growing. I'm taller, my voice is deeper. I've started to grow hair in new places, armpits, face, and around my private parts. Would you show me how to shave them without cutting my skin? Even my private parts and the sac around it are changing and growing bigger. And one scary thing, sometimes I get these random stand-ups of my private parts. I'm tempted to check and explore my private part. What's happening? Dad, great observations. These are natural signs or indications of puberty. It means you are gradually becoming an adult man. Your mom and I went through it, and so were other adults. Some male adults had these changes early before they were 9 years old. For example, those stand-ups are called involuntary erections, and they're completely normal. With time, you'll learn to manage them by focusing on useful activities such as your studies or cleaning your room. And yes, I'll show you how to shave safely. The sac you mentioned is called scrotum, and the male organ can be called the genital. Your male organ, sometimes called genital. You may not be aware, but as your parents, your mom and I, have noticed other physical changes in you. Rapid growth. At age 14, you are now 5.7 feet and taller than your mom and me. Body odor. You are now taking bath in the mornings and evenings because you notice odor from your body. Before, you used to only have your evening baths. Acne. These are from the excess oil, skin cells that have died, and the bacteria in the pores of your facial skin. Voice deepening. You now have a heavy or deep voice. This is because of your larynx growing and descending and your vocal cords thickening. Are there other changes you are noticing in yourself? Emotional changes and crushes. Teen, how do you deal with the sexual struggles of puberty? Yeah, there are other weird changes that I notice. I've started feeling attracted to girls at school and on the street, and it's so confusing. I feel that girls are attracted to me because some girls are looking at me or smiling at me, and they never did so when I was younger. Is this normal? Dad. Absolutely. These feelings show that you're growing emotionally and socially. A crush is a strong, often secret attraction. It's important to understand and manage these feelings responsibly. Changes for girls, a brother's perspective. Teen. I have 4 sisters and 3 of them are changing too. Is puberty for my sisters too? Dad. Puberty affects everyone differently. Puberty is a phase for your sisters too. For girls, it may start from age 8. Your sisters are now age 10, 11, and 13. What changes have you noticed about your sisters? Teen character. My sisters are changing too. A lot of changes that I never paid attention to until we started having this conversation. They're physically taller and bigger, and my mom calls it growth spurt. Their voices are deeper, and the breasts are bigger. One of them started her period or menses and is using pad, and she calls it menstruation. Spots on the face and body odor. They hate them. My auntie calls them acnes or BO, and say they are from the released androgen hormones or chemicals that make sweat glands more active. Temperamental, unpredictable, or intense with feelings. My mom said these are emotional changes or mood swings. Some of my sisters feel they are not pretty enough and that they have low self-esteem, low confidence, and low interest, apathy. My sisters are sometimes frustrated with everyone and everything, though sometimes they are very nice and caring when they are happy. Are these all part of puberty? Dad. Well done for that sharing. Yes, these are all normal changes for girls. Just like you, they're navigating physical and emotional changes. Be supportive and respectful of their journey. Like the changes in you, your sisters have other changes too. Hair growing in their armpits and private parts. Your sisters are becoming more aware or conscious of their physical appearance and physical beauty, and you may have seen them spending more time looking at the mirrors and smiling at their beauty. They are more curious to check and explore their private parts. Risks of unchecked desires. Teen. What happens if I get carried away with crushes or watch inappropriate images? Dad. These actions can lead to unhealthy habits like distractions from schoolwork or even legal trouble. Puberty can also bring challenges, such as managing romantic feelings and avoiding harmful behaviors. It's essential to channel your energy into positive activities instead. Do you know that one of the strangest changes in a teenager is likely to be the feeling of a crush? Have you had one, or are you having one? Teen. Nope, I have no idea what is a crush. I only used the word crush in our conversation today because I heard teenagers using it. I never asked what it means. Is that Latin, Russian, Ija, or English? Dad. You heard your sisters joking about one of your teen cousins having a crush on a girl. The girl he is having the crush for doesn't know how he feels about her. A crush is a temporary, intense, strong, and secret romantic attraction for a person. A crush is more common with a young person or an older person feeling like a young person. A crush is usually silent and not expressed, though sometimes it may be expressed in words or actions. Therefore, the person to whom the crush is intended may not be aware of what is going. Your cousin's feeling of a crush is his normal feeling of attraction towards the girl, or being noticed or attracted by the girl. Teen. What could my secret romantic attractions lead to? Dad. Let us talk a bit more about the feelings of young secret romantic attractions towards or from other people. The feelings of young secret romantic attraction to someone may become more intense over time or occasionally. If the feelings of secret romantic attraction are not checked or controlled, other feelings may follow. such as the desire or feeling of being pulled or drawn to look at the photographs of the person you are romantically attracted to. The feeling of being pulled to or drawn to may initially be just that of a plain, innocent desire to look at the pictures of the physical beauty, but sometimes it is also an unhelpful pull to look at the private parts of the person you are attracted to. This may move you towards peeping actions or behaviors, that is to look secretly through a hole, a door, window, a camera, etc., or pornography, that is to look at pictures, videos, voices, etc., where looking at, hearing, or imaging the private parts of the person you are attracted to or other person begins to give you a feeling and a physical satisfaction. You can get pulled into indecent images because when you look at those pictures or videos or engage on those conversations, you notice that something happening in your body physically. This is something happening in your body physically. Maybe you are feeling tender and warm, and sometimes your own private parts will begin to react. Or as you said at a point in this conversation, you feel weird. For boys, the private parts may begin to get erected or standing up. For girls, they may feel that sense of being wet in their private parts. And for boys, if whatever action they are engaging in, or the videos and pictures they are watching, or whatever they are thinking and imaging, if they don't do something to stop it, it may lead to ejaculation. Ejaculation is where that intense pleasure or satisfaction that the person is having in their imagination leads to liquids coming out of their private parts, and this liquid is called sperm. The intense pleasure or satisfaction is called orgasm. For girls, they become so wet in their private parts as they get that intense pleasure or satisfaction called orgasm. Orgasm lasts 10 to 30 seconds for males and 13 to 51 seconds for females, and it is over. The person may realize that they are wet in their pant or underwear if they had one on. Being wet means or requires the person to clean or wash self up, because if they don't, it's going to be smelling woeful sooner or later. This intense experience can be quite exciting for some young persons, while quite frightening for other young persons when it happened the first time. This intense experience may be called a wet dream when it happens at night or when the person is sleeping and dreaming. In the dream, the person may see self having actual body contact with the person that they are imagining, or they desire to be with, and they end up wetting themselves while they are asleep. They'll wake up and find out it was only a dream. Teen. Can the crush feeling and watching indecent images be out of control and harmful? Dad. Before I give my views to your question, my son, do remember that no matter how excellent an advice from someone or a professional, including me, your dad, one fact is certain, and that is, being a teen is sweet and a struggle. It is a passage of time and a phase young persons go through, and it is safer to go through it with support from your trusted parents, trusted teachers, trusted peers, and other trusted adults. All the changes in your body that we have talked so far are normal and natural processes of yours and young people's development. The question is, for the fact that it is normal and natural to be pulled towards crush feeling and watching indecent images of sex nature, should you deliberately encouraging them, putting yourself in situations that make you vulnerable to them, or engaging in them? My view is, no, though other people may have their own views. Here are some of my reasons for the no. Habits. Things can easily turn out to be or become very unhealthy or unhelpful habits. A habit is something or a behavior you find difficult to control or stop, and it may become automatic. Example, you want to sit down and complete your school homework that is due for submission the next day, but your brain is screaming at you, I want little more indecent images, because we can't survive without them. When you brain bullies, threatens or entices you, you end up watching more indecent images for many hours and end up submitting your class assignment late. Or you stayed up through the night in your room watching indecent images to feel pleasure and end up sleeping during your morning class lessons. Repercussions. There could be unintended or unexpected price or pain you end up paying if you try to translate the sexual fantasies in your head into reality. The price you may end up paying may, an arrest by the police, you may end up in prison, you may be shamed in the court of public opinion, that is, you lose your respect and honor among friends, family, and peers, or end up in the court of your own conscience, that is, feeling guilt, shame, and embarrassment. And some examples of price to pay. A. Imagine you going to school and you are supposed to be busy with your class lessons. However, your mind is busy thinking about the person that you have romantic attraction for or towards. You are not paying attention to your lectures or your lessons, or not being careful enough, or letting your brain get you carried away by taking the imaginary fantasy of your romantic attraction to physically approaching or touching the person that you are attracted to. And this person does not have what we call reciprocal romantic attraction. That is similar romantic attraction for you. This person gets frightened or scared by your action or words. Therefore, this person accuses you of assault or sexual harassment that gets into trouble. I mean emotional hot water of you feeling rejected and embarrassed, plus the consequence of being reported to your teachers and the police. B. Giving yourself pleasure in the school toilet when you are supposed to be in the classroom attending classes. Therefore, you missed out an important lecture. C. You attempted to have or had physical or romantic intimacy with someone that you have no right or permission to have intimacy with. Be aware that your brain can give you all manners of wonderful fantasies and suggestions on how to achieve physical or romantic intimacy. But the same brain of yours, some young people may say it is the devil, my friends, my mental health, etc., won't come to rescue you when you are in the police net, that is, being arrested, and your joy and reputation are torn into pieces. Therefore, it is okay to feel romantically attracted to someone, but you don't legally have the right to engage in a conversation, touch, or be with the person unless the person consented. That is, if the person agrees. And because you are a child, the question of consent is a non-starter and a no-go zone for you and whoever you are romantically attracted to and whoever is romantically attracted to you. The result is a child abuse and imprisonment in most countries, including the United Kingdom. D. Giving yourself pleasure in the workplace toilet when you are supposed to be on your computer doing your job or attending to customers. Your job is left undone or half done, and your employer and the customers are missing out what you are being paid to deliver. That is, if you have a work placement during school holidays. E. Pressing your private parts against, or you are touching the passenger next to you in a public or private transport. Your co-passengers don't deserve your creepy behavior, irrespective of your feelings of desire. Your reason for doing the pressing or touching will never be acceptable. Remember, that is a criminal offense. If you are caught or reported, you will be arrested in most countries. F. Having physical intimacy with complete strangers and unfortunately getting sexually transmitted infection, STI, formerly known as a sexually transmitted disease, or STD. This is an infection that one person gives to another person during oral, mouth, vaginal, female genital, or anal, anus, sexual contact. I will mention the names of the common STIs. However, your homework is to remember to ask your mom and myself to explain each of them to you, along with another topic, natural family planning methods and pharmaceutical family planning methods. See the STIs names, Bosky 2022, March 11th. Chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, mycoplasma genitalium, MG, trichomoniasis, chancroid hepatitis, human papillomavirus, HPV, may find graphic or disturbing, HIV/AIDS, bacterial vaginosis, BV, lymphogranuloma, venereum, LGV, non-gonococcal urethritis, NGU, brain game. Simply because you feel or think something doesn't make it real or acceptable. That is, the fact that you have your romantical feelings and the thoughts of being with someone, or having thoughts and feelings of watching indecent images, it doesn't give you the right to do it. Example, you at school in the classroom, and you just want to masturbate, deliberately touching yourself or inducing yourself to have the intense pleasure or orgasm in the classroom. That would be unacceptable to your school. Do you think it is okay for you and your family if you spend your whole day locked up in your bedroom or the family toilet and bathroom, getting pleasure upon pleasure and hours upon hours? This is not healthy for you and your family. Solutions and staying safe. Teen, what could be a way forward, Dad? Thank you for asking what you may call the next steps or solution-focused question. So, the question is, if indecent images and uncontrolled romantic attractions could be harmful to young people, what should or could be done? Here are 6 tips for navigating puberty safely and positively. 1. Seek support. Talk to trusted adults or peers about your experiences. This trusted person is someone who is doing well in controlling their own desire for physical or romantic intimacy with a person they can't or mustn't have the intimacy with. 2. Identify triggers or stimuli. Avoid situations that make you uncomfortable or tempt you. For boys, if sperms are going to come out and they want to come out, you can't stop the sperm. For girls, if you feel orgasm coming out of nowhere, so be it. Let it come. For boys and girls, these experiences are not because something is wrong with you or not because you have done anything wrong, but something called a trigger or a stimulus may be setting off the sperm's journey to come out in boys and the spontaneous orgasm in girls. If you can by yourself or ask for assistance from a trusted person to identity and stop this trigger or a stimulus, do so soonest. Example: if you are pressing your legs against or fiddling with your genitals, private parts, breasts, etc., or someone else is doing the pressing or fiddling, that is a trigger or a stimulus that must be stopped immediately. A trigger or a stimulus could be a person and images, pictures, words, thoughts, ideas, places, weather, sound, smell, taste, touch, etc. One way to stop a trigger or a stimulus is to do something that is safely the opposite or alternative. Example: switch that triggering movie, magazine, music, chat, etc. to something that is entertaining with no explicit sex contents. 1. Remove yourself. Leave spaces where you feel pressured. Remove yourself places or from situations that you find unhelpful, tempting, or vulnerable. For boys and girls, if you find yourself in situations where you have the desire to tempt or be tempted to experience or experiment orgasm, you could physically remove yourself from that situation as soon as possible and practicable. Practicable means you can't just walk out of the exam room when you are halfway writing your exams. 2. Master your senses. Focus on positive, enriching content. The desire to watch indecent images or to have physical or romantic intimacy starts with your head, and that involves your 5 senses. It is about what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you smell, or what you felt touching you. So, your 5 senses are important. If you don't open or turn your eyes to watch the indecent image, you will not see the indecent image. If you don't smell that perfume, listen to that song, or read that social media chat that is linked to physical or romantic intimacy, you may not have the desire simply dropping on from the skies. You may not have the thoughts about indecent images and physical or romantic intimacy if you don't talk about that topic on how it may feel wonderful in getting involved with physical intimacy with someone you are not permitted to be intimate with. Just protect your 5 senses by directing them to feed on contents that are refreshing, useful, and safe. Example: listen to songs that motivate you to be cheerful or how to aspire to be best version of yourself. 3. Trust nature. Wet dreams and other changes are natural. One thing that is strange is that nature has a way to deal with it. If your sperm or spontaneous orgasm wants to come as a wet dream, that will not be under your control. So, when you are sleeping, you find yourself experiencing orgasm. That is no sin or crime, and you have not done anything wrong, and don't let anyone to tell you otherwise. Nature just brought it out or did it for you in its natural way. You have to clean yourself up or wash yourself, and that is okay. 4. Channel creative energy. Take up hobbies like sports, music, or volunteering. What if I share with you that young romantic crush and the intense desire to have physical or romantic intimacy is full of and is a form of, or may be described, creative energy of intimacy desires that sucks the heart and soul of one person towards another person? If this energy is coming from and going only one way from one person, and there is no awareness, appreciation, or acceptance by the other person, what could be the cost and outcome? That is, feeling drained, tired, deflated, etc. If this energy is running 2 ways because there is awareness, appreciation, or acceptance by the other person, we should expect a magnetic firework, but it doesn't still guarantee a safe and happy outcome. The 2 teens may be so much magnetized to each other when they are only kids, who are still dependent on their separate parents to cook food and feed them, being reminded before they make their beds or clean their bedrooms, etc. Given that they are kids, their creative energies may be channeled to much time together in their heads, emotions, chats, etc., that less energy is invested in their academic studies and other important aspects of their individual and family lives. The question will be, if you have so much youthful creative energy that is coming from or is driven by your romantic crush and the intense desire to have physical or romantic intimacy, what could you use such energy to do or achieve? One thing is sure, that is, you will not want to waste your creative energy on a pleasure or satisfaction that lasts 10 to 51 seconds, when it is not your right and time to experience it. I have already mentioned the serious consequences that it could lead to if the fleeting or few seconds of pleasure or satisfaction that you seek ends you in hot water of troubles. What could you use your creative energy of intimacy desires for? Find a safe and good outlet to use this your abundant creative energy. A good outlet for some young people may be to I. Get involved with activities, actions, or behaviors that improve physical and mental health and releases natural mood-enhancing chemicals or happy hormones, for example, endorphins, serotonin, etc. These may include singing, writing songs, or making music, regular exercise and physical activity, example, going to the gym, doing indoor exercises such star jumping, short distance run, or walking fast for a few minutes, 2 to 5 minutes or more. Doing physical work around the home to assist their parents, or at school to assist other pupils or adults. Volunteering at school and in the community. Try a new hobby, example, dog walking, if safe, woodwork, knitting, read a book for yourself or someone else, decorating, painting, animal club, gardening, etc. Extra time in studying and you feel good with sense of accomplish a little more or much. Doing prayers and fasting for those who believe in God. Practice mindfulness and meditation to generate feelings of peace and calmness. 2. Engaging in conversations on how to become the best possible in their career and in life. 3. Write things you want to do and try to follow through your list. In summary, find some way or get guidance from someone to assist you to turn your creative energy into something that is an achievement. This is because it is nature's creative energy that is waiting or pushing to be unleashed for a great achievement. 7. Spiritual and mental well-being. For those with spiritual beliefs in God or a higher power, faith can be a powerful anchor. And remember, mental health support is always available. Having physical or romantic intimacy outside of marriage is considered not acceptable and a sin in Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and some other religions. These religions see physical or romantic intimacy a gift from God or a higher power, and it should only be enjoyed within marriage. The followers of these religions are encouraged to keep praying for divine support and fasting, self-disciplining and restraining their 5 senses against desire for indecent images and pre-marriage, that is, before marriage, physical or romantic intimacy. If you belong to and have your belief in what these religions expect, then respect what your religion teaches you. How can you overcome or control the desires for indecent images and pre-marriage physical or romantic intimacy? You pray when you are having those desires, or you pray not to have those desires. Having the desire itself is not committing a sin because nature is created by God. When or if you have the desire, it is what you do with the desire that counts. Does your desire stay as a desire, and you find ways to control or stop it? Or do you give in to implement the desire to do what is not acceptable to your religion? And for those that belong to religious groups that offer an opportunity to go for confession, you go and share with your religious leader about your struggles, with your desires. And for those who don't have any religious belief, again, you may want to go back to what I said earlier about using your desires for some safe and helpful creative outcomes. 8. Patience and right season. You should be aware and do not fall into the social trap of many societies deliberately or carelessly promoting and encouraging young people to engage in physical or romantic intimacy before their physical and emotional bodies are matured enough to handle the responsibilities and challenges that come with it. It seems to come down to children having physical or romantic intimacy when their bodies and minds and sometimes their society, social media peers, etc., are deceiving them to believe that they are ready when they are not ready. If you want to escape the social trap of these societies, you will require abstinence until you are of age of taking on the full responsibilities and challenges that come with physical and romantic intimacy. Do talk to your teachers, your parents, or adults who know responsibilities and challenges that come with physical and romantic intimacy. On one hand, some societies are promoting and encouraging young people to use sex condoms, sex pills, or sex education for young people. These societies argues that these methods will reduce sexually transmitted infections, STIs, early pregnancies, a child becoming a parent before they are old enough to do so, school dropout, etc. among young people. 9. Avoid substance use. Stay away from alcohol and drugs because these could increase your desire for physical or romantic intimacy, even with complete strangers. Go for alternatives to drugs and alcohol. This may be, for example, if you really can't abstain or stay away from alcohol, you may safely drink non-alcoholic drinks approved by your parents. And have you heard of some natural supplements that have drug effects or power like commonly abused drugs? These natural supplements include such as berberine, curcumin, red yeast rice, and garlic, according to Gunners, 2024. To learn more about these natural supplements, including how to use them safely, you require guidance from your parents. Summary: puberty is a journey, and you don't have to face it alone. If you or someone you know needs help, reach out to trusted adults, teachers, or professionals. The days of living the life of a teenager could be fun as well as a roller coaster of confusing or exciting changes in your body and in your world. The desire for indecent images and physical or romantic intimacy is among the confusing changes that most teens will encounter. The desire is like an apple that is so tempting for a bite, yet there is a prickle deep inside that could get you bleeding to an hospital. For example, early pregnancy, broken heart from a puppy lover who has not matured to care for you, a police cell, and prison, for example, practicing your fantasies on someone you don't have the right to do so. Waste of creative energy that is naturally there to propel you in accomplishing your great dreams, etc. Because when you have the desire, you could be at your most creative. It is about using the energy that comes from your desire for more creative opportunities. And if you find yourself failing to master or control your desire, or you find yourself in wet dreams or night dreams, or you slipped into watching adult indecent images. Remember, watching or possessing indecent images of children is a legal crime. It's about picking yourself up from the pit of guilt and seeking help from trusted adults and trusted peers to make sure that it doesn't become a habit. Habits are very, very tough to break. Teen: thanks, Dad. I feel more confident about handling these changes. Can we talk about other topics next time? Dad: character: anytime. What topics do you like us to talk about? Teen: let's tackle peer pressure or brainwashing next. For more resources, visit https:/healthcity.org.uk, like, share, and subscribe for more tips and insights on growing up. About the lead author, Dr. Salimo, is at Healthy City, which is based in the United Kingdom and is one of the best healthcare operating on social enterprise principle. Healthcare was founded in 2007. They offer counseling, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and many other therapies globally. Risk and emergency contacts. If you feel distressed by this article, see the details below. A. For people living in the United Kingdom. If you are in the UK and consider yourself to be a risk to yourself or others, please contact Samaritans, phone 0-8457-909090. Sanaline, phone 0300304700 079849677708. Your doctor, GP. B. For people living in other countries. If you are overseas and consider yourself being a risk to yourself or to others, please contact your friends, family members, and your local accident and emergency agencies. References: Bosky E., 2022, March 11th. The most common sexually transmitted infections. Very well. Health. Retrieved the 6th of December, 2024 from Gunners K., 2024, March 9th. 4 natural supplements that are as powerful as drugs. Healthline, retrieved the 6th of December, 2024 from And that's a wrap on our journey through puberty. We've explored so much, from the physical transformations to the emotional ups and downs. Always remember, puberty is a natural and individual experience, and it's perfectly normal to have a range of feelings during this time. The key takeaway is that you're not alone. Everyone experiences puberty, and there are plenty of resources to help you along the way. Don't hesitate to seek help, talk to someone you trust, and focus on your mental and physical health. If you found these tips useful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more helpful content, and share this video with anyone who might benefit.